Welcome back to part 2, so let's just keep going from where we took off. Another poison counter, put that with the tokens, and then another land, and then the rare for this one is... Oh, this is one of the ones I definitely wanted, though, for a green deck if I eventually run one. Engulfing Slagworm. This guy is amazing. Whenever Engulfing Slagworm blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, destroy that creature, and you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. And he's a 7/7, and he cost 7. Basically, because it destroys the creature that's blocked before battle damage is calculated, so he doesn't get infect or anything like that. So he is definitely one of the ones I wanted. Actually, with 4 boxes, I should get like one card of everything from the set, but usually they say if you really want to do that, you will want to get a case, which is 6 booster boxes. And then next foil is Bleak Coven Vampires. Nice. We'll go ahead and put the foils with the rares. Cat token. And the rare. Oh wait, no, that's the rare. This is the rare. Livewire Lash. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell, this creature deals 2 damage to target creature or player. That's actually pretty good. There's so much stuff in here actually that can end up burning people too. Like there's a new there's a card in here that's like your new Burst Lightning, but with Metalcraft it deals 4 to target creature or player. So Golem token, land, and the rare is Grindlock. Tap, put charge counter on Grindlock. Tap, target player puts the top X cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, where X is the number of charge counters on Grindlock, which is good. Especially if you run a deck that has some cards that make you profilate. I don't know if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, correct me. But basically, Profilorate is a new thing in this set that puts another counters on all cards that you control or whatever. I forget. But let's just keep going, because I want to keep going, because I got to break all these boxes. And the next rare is Tempered Steel. Artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. He costs 3. Oh, it's an enchantment. I was like reading it wrong for a second. So that's pretty good. Let's keep moving on. And then there's the release party tomorrow. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to go to it, but I'm hoping I can. Soldier token. Planes. First mythic. It's Indomitable Archangel. Flying. Metalcraft artifacts you control have Shroud as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. And he's 4/4 and it costs 4. So it's pretty good. Somebody do that. So not a bad mythic for the first mythic. Could be one of the... Actually, you know what? To be honest, I don't know if there is a crappy mythic. Well, I guess we'll find out today if I do it wrong. Another double land rare, Swampin' Island, called Dark Slick Shores. Rules, land. I got this one in the pre-release. Painful Quandary. Whenever opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless he or she discards a card. That's pretty good enchantment, especially if you also decide to run like damage dealing if a player discards a card, so it's all good stuff. In a foil, I got this for an uncommon. I love this guy. I used him in pre-released in my deck. I went 2 and 2 at the pre-release, by the way. He's a 3/3 and he cost 5, but I understand why he costs 5. Tap 2, target artifact creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, or you can tap 2. Target artifact creature gains your choice of either flying, trample, or haste until end of turn. So I think that is just grand. Poison Island or Mountain. Another mythic, Platinum Imperium. That was the cover of the booster pack I just opened. Your lawyer, he's an 8/8 and he costs 8, but your life total cannot change. Yeah, So yeah, it's almost like a Platinum Angel to an extent. Like you can't win or you can't lose the game as long as he's in play because your life total will not change. So cool stuff. Cool stuff, cool stuff. Just running like even a pure artifact deck is going to be pretty nice in this set. That's what I'm thinking about making too. Like I said, just like a pure artifact mirror deck. It's going to be amazing, I think. Island. I got this one, so now I have 3 of these. Contagion Engine. There's that Profilorate I told you about. Basically, you just double the counters. Enters the battlefield, you can put a 1/1 counter on each creature target player controls. So when you do that Profilorate, it kind of does it all over again. And you can do that on all their creatures. So basically, all their creatures in play, unless they destroy that engine, they're pretty much going, you know. And then there's an artifact in here. Let's see if it's even in this booster. Nope. But the rare, anyways, is another one of those Copperline Gorges. I also have a foil Tumble Magnet. Nice. But I was trying to look. There's a 0-cost artifact creature that's a 1/1 called Minimite. And I love 0-cost things because it's 0. And you get something out of it for nothing. So, yeah, it's always good stuff. That's Koth right there on the front of this one. So maybe he'll be in here. Can we only hope? Like I said, I still got 3 boxes left. Also, since I have 4 boxes and I haven't made a video in a while, if anybody wants to send me money for shipping, I'd be more than willing to send you extras of play sets that I have of like commons and uncommons. If you maybe need something out of the set that are in the commons or uncommons after, because 4 boxes, I'm sure I'm going to have a play set of each card of the uncommon and uncommon for myself. So I'd be more than willing to send it to you if you would be willing to pay the shipping. So it's just kind of something I'd be willing to do for people. All right, and then the rare for this one is Molten Psyche. Each player shuffles the cards from his or her hand into his or her library, then draws that many cards. Metalcraft, if you control 3 or more artifacts, Molten deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of cards that player has drawn this turn. So that is pretty cool, actually, for especially a red deck. Basically, if somebody shuffles, basically by turn 3, if they have like 4, so that's that's still 4 damage, so it's not as good as I maybe thought originally in my mind, I guess. Poison counter again. Mountain. The rare for this, Spike Shot Elder. Tap 1 colorless, 2 reds. Spike Shot Elder deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player, so it's a good one to pump up with the artifact equipments and stuff like that, just so you can deal direct damage to them of its power. So yeah, it's gonna be good. The rare for this one is Hand of the Praetors. Infect, like I said, the whole infect other creatures you control with infect, get +1/+1. When you cast a creature spell with infect, target player gets a poison counter on it. So that's almost like one if you load your deck with poison creature or infect creatures, you're just going to automatically get them with an infect or poison counter before you even have to touch them. So that's kind of interesting. All right, poison counter. Mountain. And sorry, I got distracted by the TV. Dissipation Field. Whenever a permanent deals damage to you, return it to its owner's hand. It's alright. I wouldn't consider it a really great rare either. Like I said, the mirrors are back. Everybody loves the mirrors because most of them are only 2 cost. Next foil, Melt Terrain. Destroy target land. Melt Terrain deals 2 damage to that land's controller. Costs 4, so it's a little costly. Rules, land. I already got this one too in the pre-release. Ratchet Bomb. Tap, charge counter on it. Tap, sacrifice it. Destroy each non-land permanent with the converted mana cost of the charge counters. That is very good for wiping a board if you have basically nothing on your side. That. rare is, I got this one in the pre-release too. Asceticism. Creatures you control can't be the targets of spells or abilities your opponent controls. One in a green, regenerate target creature, which basically kind of made me really nice. It was really nice to the extent that basically it added Shroud and regeneration to all your creatures as long as you kept enough mana to regenerate them all if you needed to. Because that's how I basically like attacked with my army, and if they blocked them, I would just regenerate them, make sure I had them enough mana to do so. Token that. Another mythic, Quicksilver Gargantuan. You may have Quicksilver Gargantuan enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it stays a 7/7 and it costs 7. Those are almost like they cost 7, and like there's a couple of cards in here that it costs 7 and they are 7/7s that are mythics, or they match them. And it almost makes me think of the Titans because they're 6 cost and they're 6. Hey, look at that, another Myr. Fun stuff. Rules Island. Next rare, Nim Deathmantle. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has Intimidate and is a black zombie. When a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 4. If you do, return that card to the battlefield and attach Nim Deathmantle to it. Cool. It's all interesting stuff. Actually, notice the time. All right, come back at you with part 3.